We'll start it bang on. We'll bring them in. I'll let you intro in and I'll record to this computer.
All right. Well, we have another minute or two before we officially start. So let's just maybe, there's more people filtering in now, as I see, which is great. Okay, welcome everybody. We'll be starting shortly in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. We're just letting some other people join us on the call today, see the numbers, popping up. This about 15 people have joined in the last minute. So let's give the people a moment or two to get online. And also our main guest today as well will be joining us. He's also joining shortly. So we'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Pass me the water, pass me the wine, show me the trees that said I'd never find. I'll show you that miracles can't happen. Bring me an horseman, bring me a thief, bring me the promise for welcome at my peace, and I'll show you that miracles can't happen. So, put your hands in the air. People everywhere. Let's make that the river of love. Show me the woman, show me the man. Dazed and confused, trying hard to understand. I'll show you that miracles can't happen. Bring me the hungry, bring me the weak. Show them we care, we promises we keep. And I'll show you that miracles can't happen. So put your hands in the air. People everywhere. Let's make that the river of love. So rise up, put your hands in the air. Rise up, people everywhere. Rise up, just make that the river of love. Rise up, rise up. Just make that the river of love. Yeah, yeah. Rise up and put your hands in the air. Rise up, all the people everywhere. Rise up, just like the river of love. I said, we gotta rise up. All the people everywhere. Rise up, just like the river of love. You gotta rise up, yeah. So rise up.
Okay, I just got a message from Jay that he'll be joining us very shortly, so that's fine. So that means that we got to amuse ourselves here and tell some Irish jokes in the meantime, which is fine. I'm sure everybody will be very amused at the Irish jokes that we have to tell, but we're not going to be going there today just right on that one. So, Roger, we got to fill in about 10 minutes or so before Jay joins us. He's just finishing off. They were finishing off a video that is, something that's going to be used, obviously, pretty soon. But before he maybe starts, you can also play that video.
Yeah, I'm going to play the video now, if that's a good idea.
Yeah, just kick it off. Let's kick off the call officially, and you play the video, and then we'll sort of outline the purpose of today's call, and he will be joining us, I'd say, in about maybe 7 or 8 minutes' time. Thank you.
No bother. Good morning, everybody. Our guest, of course, as Peter's just explained, is a little bit waylaid. So let me play the intro video, but welcome everybody on this nice sunny morning. So let me just share my screen here.
Our world is no longer in good health. It is suffering. Ever-increasing levels of air, water, and plastic pollution are creating a menacing chokehold around our quality of life. We are drowning in a sea of waste. Many of us think that there is little we can do to change it. Is that so? As a company, Corsair's mission is to build and develop effective solutions to these threats. Corsair helps the environment by removing plastic waste and then recycling it, by reducing the number of poisonous particles in the air that you breathe daily, and by cleaning our rivers and oceans from toxic pollution. In addition, Corsair aims to reverse climate change and reduce global poverty, helping those in need. Funded by both private investors and a network of environmentally conscious entrepreneurs called Amplivo, Corsair is here to help save our world. We are asking you to join us and clean our planet from the pollution that is killing it. We are asking you to join the fight so that together we can leave a safer and healthier world to our children and future generations. When we work together, we can make a difference. By being part of the Amplivo network and helping others, you also can earn an income, create wealth, and move towards financial freedom. Interested to know more? We thought so. Let us connect. Corsair, for a cleaner future.
Yeah, great job, Roger. Thank you for playing, that video. And, for me, this highlights really a lot of things that are, taking place right now. Just an upgrade, just raising our game, to the next level. And that's what, the Japanese principle of Kaizen is all about, just continual improvement, making things better. And it's not, by chance that Japan is one of the foremost leaders in the world of every field that they're involved with, just with that mentality. If you haven't studied Kaizen through the decades, in Japan, in their culture, it's a good thing to do. And even, having visited Japan, just people serving you in a restaurant, that every time they bring you the meal or prepare the meal, they want to do it better the next time. And that is a marvelous attitude, a fantastic, way of having a mindset. And that's what I love about the people now involved at the core of Corsair, is that dedication just to making, things better, continually making it better all the time. And not just that the cleanup has begun, on the waste, plastic waste, and all the other things that need to be cleaned up on the planet, but also the cleanup now has started big time in our own network, in the Amplivo network, the marketing arm, the direct sales marketing arm of Corsair. And that's where we all can passionately be involved with. And, Jay's going to give us some updates that he can today when he's on the call. There's some very exciting things that's going to be implemented over the next weeks for sure. I know that the guys are working really hard in the background. And in fact, he was on a video or editing a video with Nico the guy who does all the media stuff for us right now, and that the time just ran out. That's why he's not with us just right at this moment. So that just shows the immense workload that the people have at the moment, but also the dedication that they have to making this just a better opportunity, for everyone. And I see some, great leaders on our call here as well. I see Andrea with us from Italy. Great to have you, Andrea. And I'm going to unmute you in a moment, Andrea. And maybe you can also just give us from your perspective how you see things improving as well, just as another voice of the leadership. If you don't mind doing that, and Jay's just going to join us then. Andrea, are you with us?
How are you doing, guys?
Just yeah.
You're with us.
Well.
Thanks, guys.
I didn't realize you were on here. So, Andrea, if you're with us, just give us your take as well. You're always very passionate and very, direct about your comments, as we know, but with immense respect for you as a leader. So, how do you see things evolving now, just as another perspective?
Okay, first of all, hi Peter, hi Jay, hi to everyone, hi Roger, and thank you for to be here to organize this event. And what can I tell you, Peter? We start 2 years ago, with this vision. I can tell you only this today, that we start two years ago with just a vision of the project. And what I saw from the last 3 months, when the Corsair, take, all the group and start to move, really, I think I see really everything is moving so fast, so fast that really I am simply excited. Me, all my group, there is really huge motivation. People is see that. Everything is changing, that everything now become real. And now we are only excited, waiting for this information. But, at the end, we don't need nothing more, because we know that everything is on the place. Now the last thing we miss is this CSR public. And then everything will have the opportunity to be a part of this project, to do something great for the planet, to do something great from ourselves, because what I repeat always, Peter, that if we are here today, this means that each one of us is looking for something more. When 2 years ago I went to Thailand, was because I was not happy about my life. I was looking for something more, And so I hope that this can be really a great opportunity for each one of the people in this group, and all the people all around the world that join to the project Amprivo. Really a great opportunity to be happy in the life, because what I repeat always, we have only one life. It's only one shot. We have only one life, and we can't lose our life doing what we don't like or to be unhappy, And I think that really there is a real possibility for really 1,000 million of people to improve their life, doing something good for the planet, and to be happy. Because at the end, what is important when you wake up in the morning, that you must feel good. You must feel happy. You must, your family. And I think here we have a great possibility to wait, to have a great future, a positive future, and doing something good for the planet, because this is the point.
Yeah, thank you, Andrea, for that. I always love your energy when, your passion, that Italian fire, it's great to have it. So, and that's also, something that highlights for me as well. There is, we can do all this stuff that we're doing now. We can, work on the technology side of it, that's working perfectly and doing its job, which we've now got into play. We got the right machines doing the job, producing the fuel. And we know Corsair is now working incredibly hard to upgrade all aspects of the network. But at the end of the day, everybody in this call, and I'm going to say this directly to you, it's about taking action. We can sit back and go, oh, yeah, that's nice that they've done this week. Oh, that's fantastic that that's now there. But if we don't take action and we don't just do something and share this with other people and bring them to the table, bring them to the Zoom calls and bring them to the trainings and just build and work and develop our business. And at the end of the day, there's something I've learned a lot of, basic rules in business. And one of the phrases that stuck with me is turnover is for vanity, but profit is for sanity. I had 100 people on my Zoom call this week. I had 200 people on them last week. That's great for turnovers, great for you had 200. How magic is that? But if there's no profit in your business, if people aren't joining your business and people making money at the grassroots and just moving forward and the duplications happening, it's just a crazy waste of time. So profit is for sanity. We're in business. Coursera is in business, and they also must address the situation as they see it right now, to implement the correct strategies that the business is profitable, that, for example, CSR has, real meaning, liquidity, and it can be a fantastic success moving forward. So these are things also that, we just can't expect everything just to happen without any effort, without any sort of commitment from our side or sitting back and just watching. We need to be part of the solution. We need to take action. And, that's really, really important. And what Coursera is doing from their side, and also the great leadership, you, Andrea, and also Jean-Luc, who I don't know if he's on the call. I see Petra, Alessandro, Vittorio, all these, great leaders are giving that example of taking action and putting into the group, the framework. And I know that you do your calls, you have a very tight group, and the people really, follow your system, and, is really structured. And also now you're helping other teams, which is fantastic. So this is the culture, this is the mentality that the leaders lead and followers follow. But it's all important that we're all taking up and stepping up to that example of leadership that you and other people, as Roger as well, they're on the call, who does an amazing job for everybody. But enough of me, rambling on. I see our CEO is on with us right now, Jussi Saloranta, affectionately known as Jay. So Jay, are you with us live and direct from Bangkok?
I am here, Peter. Thank you very much. And thank you all of us. Thank you all of you to take in your time today on your Sunday to join us on this update call. These Sunday calls, as you know, they are a little bit more sort of, what would be the right word, Peter?
Informal.
Not so informal, not so official. We want to have a direct conversation with the people that take their time on Sunday to come and hear about the updates and what's happening. Instead of trying to be so official like we usually try to be on the weekdays.
Yeah.
So
we appreciate it. I know you were busy there before you could join us, but again, that shows how dedicated you are. You were working on a video editing with Nico and all that. That's all stuff that's coming. So it just shows to me how hard you guys are working there, and we really appreciate you being able to take the time to share with us today whatever updates that you feel is relevant at this moment, and just give us a little bit of an idea as to what we should be looking for over the next period. But also, I think mentioned it as well, the CSR and stuff like this. But also, I think it's really important for people to know that we're building something here, not just on the side with the technology, taking the plastic waste, converting it into fuel, and that operation is running smooth. We just need to get more machines into play to upscale our production, but also what we're building with the ecosystem, the value to the CSR, so we can bring that to the market as a sort of an eco token that so many entities outside of what we are doing will identify with this and relate to it, and also want to join and participate. But of course, it needs to be built properly. So I'm going to hand over to you, Jay. So I'm just going to let you loose and let the stallion out of the stable and let him run along the plains there. So you just take us on a journey, brother.
thank you very much. And thank you very much for having me. I wanted to talk with you guys today about few main topics. One of them involving some general updates. Then I wanted to give you a little bit of information about the new direction involving our packages. And information about the CSR token in general. There are a lot of developments that's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to do my best not to spoil the surprise for you. But what I can tell you is that we have been preparing a lot of things over the last, I would even say 2 to 3 months, since we took over the Cloud Horizon company on the 1st of January. And we're now in the middle of April. And I'm really, really excited to show you guys the results from all of this work that we have done. And I actually, a few days ago, we had a call with the top leaders, and I said that we're going to make a change into our communication from now on. We're going to stop doing what most of the companies are doing, and especially what has been done by the previous management before, of making an announcement and saying that this is what we're going to do in the future. This is what's coming. This is what we're working on. We're going to stop doing that. Instead, we're going to make announcements saying the deal is done, or this is launched today. This job is now done. It's completed. We're not going to be, of course, we're going to discuss about strategy. And actually, the call today is very much about that. But we're going to change the way that these announcements are coming out. We're not going to announce that something is going to happen in the future. No, we're going to announce you that it's now available in the back office, or that we have signed a deal, or we have launched something. So we move into the current situation. We move things today. And that's why a lot of these things that you are going to see announced in the next 2 weeks are things that we have been working behind the scenes already for months and months. And we were planning on doing a global event, similar like last time, an online global event at the end of this month. But because there is so many announcements that we want to do, we actually decided that instead of doing a one event, we're going to do a power week, which basically means that within 1 week, we're going to have several announcements coming out to you. Every 2 days, there is a new announcement. And then leading up to the last day of the week when there's going to be the biggest one. It's like fireworks coming out. And after we started preparing for it, we actually realized that I don't think week will be enough. So what I will do now is I'm going to, as of today, announce to you already the first announcement, which is sort of a informal, is that we're going to start a 2-week period of announcements, which will start tomorrow. And within these 2 weeks, you're going to see a lot of things happening. And the target is that May 1st, the first day of next month, will be the real day one. That's when we get started. January, February, March, and April have been the time when we've been restructuring the business that we took over, cleaning whatever needed to be cleaned, organizing things in a new way, structuring the company and the management and the leadership of the company in a different way. And May the 1st, the first day of next month, will be day one. That's when we get started. And in order to get there, we need to get all of these updates, announcements, developments out there. And if we would do it all in one day, it would be too much for anybody to really learn themselves and to handle. So that's why we're going to split it now in these announcements. And I've been in the studio the whole day yesterday, the whole morning and afternoon today on recording announcements for many topics, which you're going to start to see to be released in the next couple of days. So there's going to be a lot of things happening, and I'm going to like I said, I'm going to try not to spoil the surprises, but we're going to talk about general strategy and general direction of things. And this will give you a little bit more idea on which way we are moving as a company and as a team. Now, one of the things that I think that is very important, and when I look at the whole picture, I look at our business like a puzzle. Everybody knows what a puzzle is, right? You have a lot of small pieces on the table, and now you got to start to put them together. And every piece that you put together, you're formulating a bigger picture. And when I look at the big picture, the puzzle, I see these missing pieces. I see a gap over there. There's a piece missing there. There's a piece missing there. There's a piece missing there. And in my mind, I have a completely crystal clear picture of how this is going to look when it's completed. And how is it going to look in the next 6 months, 9 months, 12 months? We have made a quarterly plan for every 3 months of targets where we need to be as a company. And one of the big puzzles that I've seen missing for a long time, but it's not an easy puzzle to deliver. It's not an easy gap to fill, is to be able to create publicity, good publicity and trust for our brand and for our company. And when let's say like this, when you hear about our business for the first time, somebody makes a presentation for you, somebody introduces to you Amplivo and what we do, you have a set of questions in your mind. Number one question would probably be, is this for real? Is this company real? Is there real people behind it? And that's a question that we now have an answer for. We've already covered that. You can go, you can find the company. We have an office, we have people. As a group of companies right now, Corsair Group employs well over 50 people. By the end of this year, we're going to have over 100 people working for the company. So we are very, very real. We pay salaries for more than 50 people right now. So that means that the company is very much real. You can find us in the tax registrations. We pay taxes. We are 100% registered, both in Europe and here in Asia. That's number one. And number two, question in people's mind would be, can you actually turn plastic garbage into oil? And I believe that we have now covered that question. We have a lot of videos and photos already there showing the actual factory, showing the plastic waste that we collect every day, putting it into the machine, making oil out of it, and selling the oil. Also, I believe that there is enough information globally available that people can learn to understand that, yes, it's possible to turn plastic waste into oil. But if you don't come to the factory and see it yourself, you still have the question in your mind that, is this real? Are these actors? Is this really Corsair's factory? Maybe it's somebody else's factory. And you know, we're just doing Photoshop and putting our logo in there. And that's why we always try to share photos with our guys wearing the shirts. They only wear Corsair logos in their shirts. But you can actually see, you come there, you see it happen. But if you cannot come there and see it yourself, what's the better option for us to be able to answer that question, to make you feel that this is real? Because it is real. Well, the best way for that one is that you read about it in some website or newspaper or news channel, somewhere that you believe they're telling the truth to you. That if you read it on this newspaper or you see it on this website, it has to be true because I believe that media. That's one way. And then the second way is that there is another team of people, a brand, a company, something that you trust, that you think that, okay, I know those guys are real. And if they say that Corsair and Amplivo people are good, I believe those guys. I don't believe the Amplivo guys. I don't believe Corsair guys, but I believe these guys. If they say these guys are good, then I believe they're good. Now, this is definitely something that has been a big hole in the puzzle. And I'm really, really happy to tell you that we're about to add that missing piece into the puzzle, where you can start to use mainstream media articles, positive newspaper articles, TV videos, and mentions on the websites and blogs and news articles about what we do. And when you can utilize those things sort of as seen on TV, and we can put those logos that we've been featured on all of these different medias into the presentations, now you've removed from people's minds a big question, that is this real? Once we get through that step, the next question is, well, are you really doing what you say you are? Are you really taking this plastic and putting it into the machines and removing it from the environment? Are you really successful on doing what you said that you're gonna do? That's another question that people would have. And we are so fortunate to live in a time where we have an invention called the blockchain, which is 100% transparent, open source way of recording information and displaying it publicly so that everyone around the world can simply log in and they can see the information recorded on the blockchain, which nobody can change or corrupt or somehow manipulate. And I'm very happy to tell you that we are now moving with all of our operational databases to the blockchain. And this means that our production records, how much plastic are we taking out from the environment, will soon be recorded on a public open source blockchain, where you can go and you can see what are we doing on a daily basis. How much plastic are we removing from the environment each day? And not only how much plastic, but you can see the coordinates and the time of where did we pick the plastic up, at what time, and how much. Full transparency, full disclosure when it comes to our daily operations is the direction where we're going. And we're going to start this one in the next couple of weeks. These things are now going to start to happen. It's going to take time to develop these things. It's not going to happen overnight. And like I said, I hate to tell you and make an announcement about something we're going to do in the future, but I want you to understand that that's the strategy, that's the direction, and we're now going to start to implement those developments. And when you can show these things to people, and people can actually take a look and they can do their own research, they can do their own due diligence, well, then you create trust. So some of these things that you're going to start to see in the next 2 weeks is involving on the areas of media. I'm happy to tell you that we have now brought in to work together with us a professional, dedicated PR agency that is going to start to handle all of our public relations and our media. And you're going to see some very interesting happenings over there. So that's an area that we've been working long and hard for. And you know, sometimes you read about these articles about some small science project somewhere around the world doing something, and they are headlined in the mainstream media. And you might ask yourself, why isn't Anybody talking about Corsair? Well, we haven't been ready for that, but now we are. And now we're going to go into public, and now we're going to go into the media, and we're going to do it in the right way, and we're going to do it on our terms. So this is one thing that you're going to see a lot of development and improvement happening in a very short period of time. We have, in the last couple of weeks, created amazing partnerships. And when I say amazing, I mean big time. These are brands that each and every one of you know immediately. If I show you the brand, I don't need to explain you what they do. Global brands, recognized all over the world, and probably you guys, all of you have used at least a few of these brands during your life. If you have traveled, if you have been around the world, if you have done, absolutely, you have definitely used one of these brands. And we're going to bring now international, large scale, big brands who are now starting to come and join to support our project. And it's been really, really interesting to see the amount of companies and brands that we've associated, even just this week. Both companies which are based here in Asia, but also companies which are based in Europe and globally operational. So what we're going to do is we're going to have every one of these announcements, these partnerships that we're doing, released one by one as a one video announcement after another. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It's a huge step forward. I can tell you that there is not a single company in the network marketing industry who has ever done it like this. That's for fact. And associated with all these brands, and associated in a way where they are now calling us, telling they want to join in. So, and again, when we associate ourselves with these brands and these companies who we are working together with on a daily basis, that's going to push us and lift us as a company to a whole nother level, where we are now becoming internationally recognized, both in media and in the business world, as a serious operator in the chemical recycling industry. Chemical recycling industry, for the ones of you who are not familiar with this, means specifically that we take plastic waste, and by using the pyrolysis process, we convert that plastic into oil, which can then be used as a raw material to making new plastic products. And if you haven't heard this before, I want to highlight and mention it again. Our target as a company is that as quickly as possible, 100% of the oil that we manufacture is going into the plastic manufacturing industry, where the old plastic bag can be made into oil, and then from the oil to be made into new plastic bag, without having the need of taking oil from the ground and making that new plastic bag. In the same way, like an old glass bottle gets broken down and made into a new glass bottle, like an old metal can gets crushed and made into metal, and then again into a new metal can. The same will happen for plastic. And the process is called chemical recycling. And this industry, which is in the very, very early stages globally, has a hugely exciting and bright future, where this industry will grow to become worth tens of billions of euros per year in the next 5 to 10 years. And we are already, as a company, one of the key players on that industry. We will also, in the meantime, provide our fuel for the fuel companies who want to buy it in order to make better and more environmentally friendlier fuels for the traffic industries, like gasoline, like diesel, like kerosene for the airplanes. we will sell for those guys as well. But as our long-term target and strategy, we want to sell all of our oil to the plastic manufacturing industry. And those are the companies that we are currently dealing with in the petrochemical industries. And those are the customers that we want to be providing our product for. So that's basically where we are today as a company. And these brands and these partnerships are going to take us to the next level. Now, looking at the CSR token, which is the sort of the center of everything that we do. Obviously, there's a history with this project going back 2 years, and starting with the Orientum Plus token, which was initially built there with a vision and with a strategy, which unfortunately didn't work out. And then from there, it was moved into the ISF concept. But the execution, I think the basic idea from the very beginning has been very good. But the execution, the management has been very, very poor, unfortunately. But in the last few months, we've been able to take what was there, take the good parts of it, utilize that, get rid of all the bad parts, the unnecessary parts, the parts that are not contributing, are not supporting the initial cause, and restructure it to become something that is now doable, that actually holds real life physical value. And obviously we have spoken before about the way how we're going to create liquidity for the CSR, how it's going to work, how this thing is going to work. But I have something even more valuable for you guys. And everything comes always with the good and with the bad. And in order for you to do things in the right way and to get to that big target, to complete that big picture, you need patience. You need patience, guys. It's like farming. You put the seeds in today and you got to wait. You can't come back tomorrow and expect there to be your fruits are ready overnight. It doesn't work like that. You got to plant the seeds, you got to nurture them, you got to water them, make sure that the nutrients are there, and then you let those plants grow. But you need patience, guys. And if we rush this project right now, if we don't take the patience to build it, we're not going to get to the end target of having that beautiful plant with all the fruits and the berries and the results of our work. We need that patience, guys. But I guarantee for you that when we do it in this way, everybody in the end of the day is going to be happy. And I've made this joke before that if you wanted to make every single person who's ever been involved with our business, with Amplify, with Cloud Horizon, with Corsair, if you wanted to make everybody happy, there's two ways how you can do that. You send everybody a box of free ice cream. That's one way. Or you make the CSR token become valuable. So our target is to make the CSR token valuable. Make it as quickly as possible, but without creating any danger of us not getting into that target. We must get to that target. And I know when we do these right steps, we are going to reach our target. But we need patience, guys. So the way that we're going to do this, now you already know we have Corsair doing the plastic collection. We do that every day. Now we just this month took over and started operating our own, our self-managed waste management facility in the city of Sakeo, where we are now handling all the incoming waste from these local people. and we are then creating our own plastic raw material from there. We are collecting the plastic bags, we're packaging them, we're compressing them, and we're using them as a raw material for our machines. So we are doing that every day. And at the same time, we now have the CSR, which is being released to the market, which is going to be benefiting from the oil sales, from the merchant platform, from the CSR contributions from the companies, etc., etc. But how do these connect? And I'm going to take this very slowly so everybody understands the concept here. In order for us to create true long-term physical value to the CSR token, what we are going to do is we are now going to link the CSR token to the amount of plastic waste which gets recovered and removed from the environment. This means that every single CSR token represents X amount of plastic waste which we have collected from the environment. So in the same way, you could say that like Bitcoin is being mined, before a Bitcoin can be created, an X amount of work and energy needs to go into the creation of it. In the same way, before a CSR token is released to the market, an X amount of plastic waste needs to be removed from the environment. So this means now that the amount of plastic waste that we collect from the environment each day, which is recorded in the blockchain, will determine the speed in which CSR tokens are being released to the market. This will now become one of the key elements of CSR, because that also means that similar way like a carbon credit, you have now in your hand a CSR token, which is directly linked into cleaning the environment from X amount of plastic waste. And we can prove that in the blockchain. We can prove that on an open source database, showing you exactly how much plastic waste was removed from the environment for us to create that one token or to release it. The tokens have already been created. So to release that token, that is the correct form. That also means that when you have companies that are now going to take part and join our program, and they are now being able to display on their website that, for example, a company owns 1 million CSR tokens. They can now say that this 1 million CSR tokens is this much in value, this much in euro, but it's also this much in kilos that was removed in plastic waste from the environment. In the future, you can also say that it's also representing this many kilos of plastic that was removed from the ocean. It's this much carbon that was removed from the atmosphere. And it's this much air pollution, particle 2, PM 2.5, that was removed from the air that we all breathe. And it's this much support that we gave for the people around the world in locations with extreme poverty to help us to collect that plastic waste. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize what's going to happen this, but when we bring these now together, we combine all of these different aspects that we've been working. This means that the CSR will now have a physical value. It's backed up by the work that was done to save and clean our planet. And when we bring in something that will incentivize the collection of plastic waste, meaning that the people in the poorest areas of the world can now start to make an income collecting plastic waste, bringing it to the Corsair Collection Center, where we will pay money for people to bring us plastic bags. And people can deliver plastic bags into our collection centers and other wrapping materials, garbage that is all over the world. And they can bring that plastic to us. We scale it and we pay those people so they can make money by bringing us plastic waste to buy food, to buy water, pay an electric bill, get phone credits, pay for a school tuition fee for their children, buy cooking gas, whatever they would need. People can start to earn a new source of income by bringing plastic waste to Corsair. And we will incentivize that. And this will all be documented in the blockchain, and it will all be there to contribute to more value for the CSR. When we now wrap up this thing, and again, I'm trying to speak around the subject so I don't ruin the surprise for you guys, but I want you to understand the direction where we're going, and give it a couple of weeks and this will all make complete sense to you. We're going to break it down for you one topic at a time. And when you go around and you look at the digital currency world and the market right now, and all of these different projects and tokens that are out there, and you look at them one by one and you ask, what problem is this token solving? What problem is this token project, this digital currency project solving? Many of these projects are worth billions and billions of euros. And yeah, some of them are solving some problems, mostly on the IT area. But what problem is the CSR token solving? That token is going to become the token to save our planet. And it's backed up by real results of cleaning our environment from plastic waste, reducing the plastic waste in the oceans and in other waterways, cleaning water from pollution, cleaning the air from the pollutions that we breathe every day, removing carbon from the atmosphere and helping those in need. That is what the CSR token is all about. And during the next 2 weeks, we're going to be able to wrap this whole thing in together and go out to the world, starting from 1st of May, with a polished, brand new concept, which means that we're going to be introducing new products and new packages for Amplivo, which are targeting and completely focusing around this central idea of you as a private individual being able to take part in this cleaning process, starting from yourself, and then helping others while we're cleaning up our planet. And it will all be connected to the CSR. And when you do the presentation for anybody, and you show them in less than 10 minutes of how this all works, you show them 2 videos. You show them the first video called "This is what we do," and then you show them the second video, which we are working right now, which is going to be called "This is how it works." After that, the only thing you have to ask from them, which size of a package you want to buy. We're also going to be introducing smaller packages, starting from 50 euros, 100 euros, making it so that everybody will be able to take part of this. A great idea which came from Peter Shaw, which we are also going to do, is we're going to have a single product, which is going to be 10 euros. It's not a package, but it's a product that also generates PV, which is something that you will be able to give as a gift for someone. And they will be happy to receive it. You can give that as a Christmas present for people. And the way that they're going to react to is they're going to tell you, thank you. How does this work? Which is the perfect way to you say, well, let me explain you. So, as I said, without trying to ruin the surprises, these are the things that you're going to see in the next 2 weeks. And I am absolutely sure that this is going to make complete sense to you and all of us. And when we get this now out in the proper, coordinated, organized way, this is going to make a huge difference. And this is going to really start this business and have a, I would say, the real launch from the 1st of May. That'll be our day one when we truly start going global. Perfect. Peter, I think that covers most from me today. There was a couple of things. That Wayne wanted to highlight. It just got a message from him, and he wanted to highlight the fact that the oil that we're generating is needed and by law required to be used by the plastic manufacturing companies. So through the new regulations, both concerning the fuel companies and the plastic manufacturing companies, both of those industries are right now forced by legislation with the European Union regulations to use our oil in their production and manufacturing. Like, guys, I don't know how I can say it in other way. We are in a situation where never ever has there been a better timing to do what we are doing right now. And the fact that we've already been laying out the groundwork, we've proven that what we do is real. We've proven that we know how to do this. We are now as I said, one of the key players on this new market, which is just on its first step right now, but which is going to become worth tens of billions of euros per year in the next 5 to 10 years. And we are right in the core, in the middle of it. And through the combination with network marketing and everything that we're doing with Corsair on day-to-day basis, we can now bring that to everybody around the world. And by doing that, we can at the same time provide a service for many, and at the same time we get to help many, keeping in mind that most of the people in the world live with less than $2 a day. Majority of the people live with less than $2 a day. And we can bring support and help for those people at the same time while we all take personal responsibility from our plastic garbage and we help together as a team, the company, to clean up our world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. And you covered a lot of very fundamental topics regarding the business, and as you say, strategy is everything. And at the end of the day, you're the one who is making the decisions with the direction of the company. You're getting advice from many sources, even external sources outside the network, outside the company, and taking that on board. But you're the one who's got the bird's eye view, who's got the global vision on this, the overall vision. And sometimes you're going to have to make decisions that are going to be hard but necessary, and you're not going to satisfy everybody. And it's not about keeping everybody happy, because running a business is not about, keeping everybody happy who may have, a certain interest, from their own perspective. And, I totally get it. Everybody wants to make money, and they want to make money as quick as possible. But when we take it in a global sense of the overall picture, then it has to be long-term and it has to be sustainable. And, I'm very happy, very motivated to hear a lot of things, like with respect to the brands that are now wanting to associate with us because of the way we're doing business in the right way. And for those companies, for us in the network, it's a huge motivation to be able to go out and say, look at these brands that are working with us, giving us credibility, enormous credibility. And for those brands to be associated with us, like you say, when we have the CSR linked in a way to an actual physical amount of waste, plastic or whatever, further down the road, other things like carbon and the PM 2.5 particles being removed, which are very dangerous and hazardous for the environment, to be taken out. But that actually being linked to the value, it gives real value and real usage and real credibility to the CSR. It's not about we got a whole load of CSR and we're trading it just for the fun of it. No, it actually means something. What does it mean? It means that that amount of CSR is related to something good that has been done in the environment. So it's like also a store of value and also a huge marketing tool for many of these brands, many of these companies to say, look, we hold CSR and this is what it means. It means that we have contributed as a brand to doing something good in the world, which is huge for them. So it's a win-win, situation. The challenge is now to get more CSR linked to that work, so to speak. Now that again comes back to us. We sit back and watch this and go, hey, these guys are doing a great job, but why doesn't it happen faster? Then it's because we are not doing our job in the same way that you guys totally 100% dedicated, almost 24 hours a day, pushing this forward. If we as a community in the network have the same mentality, then this thing will accelerate so fast and bring it to another level where we will have even more, CSR available on the market, because at the end of the day, it's related to the ability to take away that plastic waste out of the environment, the other dangerous, hazardous things out of the environment, link it on the blockchain that's proof that it's actually been done. So that is, of course, a medium to long-term, process. And, we're really now in the beginning of our journey, because if we look at, we just basically haven't been a year now in operation with taking plastic waste and converting it into fuel. Now we've laid the foundation, we've laid the platform. Now it's really the time, and the environment is now being created for the network to accelerate that progress, to accelerate that growth, to accelerate that ability to do even more. So it's down to us as well. It's about taking action, very much so, for us. But I'm very happy that you've outlined, this very clear, coherent way of working, which brings real value to the table.
And there was, Peter,
that's the essence of it. What we're doing, what we're doing is real value, and it's linked to something representing that value in the sense of CSR. And this will also create the external market for the CSR. Once this, gets out there, once the message is out there in the world that, hey, there actually is something like a carbon credit that we can actually purchase, actually a CSR, which represents doing something good for the environment on a scale that we're talking about here, I think will create a huge market. But again, it's not going to happen overnight. It needs to be done in a structured way, rolling this out. But I think, in the next, 6 months to a year is going to be really a huge moment, for us, a huge time where we're going to create a huge momentum before the end of the year on these things that you've talked about. So thank you,
yes,
very much, Jay, for.
Let me add something to that. I saw there was a question asking if the oil price affects the value of CSR. Absolutely. we're not. This doesn't mean that we're not going to use the CSR in trading. We will definitely do that, even more so. But what this one now does, the sales of the oil, all the success of the company because of the buyback program, all of these things creates more demand on the market for CSR, which will then start to push the market price higher. What I explained to you, what does it do now? It brings a new aspect, additional aspect on top of that, which now means that not only is a CSR just a trading tool, it's actually backed up by something. It's like currencies used to be backed up by gold. CSR is a trading currency backed up by real work, where an X amount of plastic waste or other forms of pollution was removed from the environment during the release of that CSR to the market. So by doing it this, we're bringing a new layer of foundation to bring even more value to the CSR, make it even more attractive, create even more demand. And at the same time, we keep the supply limited to actual results of work.
Yes.
So just to answer that question, which was there on the chat, very important that you all know how it works.
Yeah, and I see another question regarding, that we're changing our story every time. Well, actually,
that's sort of what I was referring to.
We're expanding our story every time. We can't give you all of the information right now. We're just giving it in steps so that it makes sense as we evolve through. And there are other things that I know that you're working on that we're not going to be talking about, today because it's not relevant at this moment. This is, a fundamental strategy, evolution of how we move forward, on this. And there will be, our business today will not be the same as it is in, 3 months or 6 months time, because it's an evolution. And I go back to the moment that I was just starting the call, when I said before you joined, Jay, we have this principle that you've also embraced of Kaizen, the Japanese principle of continual improvement. Okay, so we've got this now up and running in this way. How can we make it better? Okay, what can we do? What can we make and add on? And of course, as we do that, the path opens up in front of you and other things come into play. I know you're talking with, very influential people. You sent me a message the other day on these people. Now, again, that can just, skyrocket the business onto a completely, new dimension. But that's when you have the fundamentals in place, then you can build on that. And you have to have that foundation in place first for all aspects of the business, because it's like everything. It's like so many businesses that start up and they can, run from their own, little garage or their own sort of extension on the house, but then to upscale, to bring it to, the next level, they may need to have warehouse facilities, pick and pack and all that in traditional business. And that jump can just be too much. They may not have the financial resources to set that up. The great idea, the possibilities are there, but the jump is just too much. And so it falls down. But what we are doing here is we're building the business step by step, strategically, and also putting the correct foundations into play. And also the expansion of projects, around the world is something that I believe, certainly when the and I've said this to you many times, just to digress a little bit, when potential investors and even people from the call today can come to visit Thailand and see with their own eyes and bring their team over and have a team building event, again, our business will explode. And of course, for potential investors coming in and looking at the facility, seeing what's set up and knowing...
Or in Europe.
Exactly. And in Europe as well, once we get our facility established there and people are able to physically see it, that's not something that's going to happen from day one to day two. It's something that will be happening over time. And the good news coming from Thailand is we'll probably be able to visit Thailand from July onwards. Certainly by October, they hope to have the country, fully open again. So we just got to, use the environment that we have right now with the medium of the Zoom calls, the information flow, and everything else. I know that Andre is working remarkably hard in Europe, setting up and looking at options and developing options, there. So there's a lot of incredible hard work, going on behind the scenes, which, is a complete compliment. And, the dedication of the team that you've assembled around you. These guys work immensely hard, and sometimes we don't hear about that. So I'd just like to, give credit to all
Absolutely.
the unseen people, on the Corsair side. I know Karit and Sunny and in Thailand and other people, but also Andre and Ono and, the team that they have here in Europe are doing a great job. So,
and Wayne Dobson, our chief operating officer for Amplibo and the chief technical officer for the whole group. He and the team that he's managing has done a tremendous job over the last few months, restructuring our IT, and those results from the work that he's been putting together and leading the team are some of the key points that you're going to see us announcing now in the next 2 weeks. So we're very fortunate to be in a situation that we have all of these smart people, dedicated, passionate people around us on bringing this thing together and building this company into a global powerhouse.
Yeah, super. Well, Jay, I suppose that just wraps it up. You're also, I believe, I see a question here. When can I see the factory in Bangkok? I know you guys are working on some video material that will be showing, some of the footage from the facilities in Thailand, right now, and I expect that's going to be some of the things.
Yeah, there is obviously there is quite a lot of videos already on YouTube showing the place around. The one that we just did, when was it? 2 months ago. In February, we did quite an extensive walkthrough over there, and we're going to keep doing more of these videos, both sort of official and unofficial videos. And obviously then, whenever the borders are open, we welcome you guys over here as well. But we have something in regards of this one as well, which we are planned now for the next few weeks, which I believe is going to help everybody to get more footage and more information about our daily operations when it comes to media. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, super. Okay, well, I think we've done a very fruitful call today, and we're already 10, 11 minutes after the hour. So we usually try to keep these calls no longer than what we need to. Short, direct, to the point, and there's no point just sitting around here just for the sake of it. So if there's anything else that you'd like to add, Jay, I think you've pretty much wrapped it up. You've done a fantastic job. I think you're pretty much done, or is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, well, I would first of all, I would like to thank you, Peter, and Roger, and everyone else on this call, all the top leaders who are working very hard all over the world to move this company and move this business forward, and supporting their teams, and they have done a really excellent job, and it has been my privilege to get to know many of you guys better in the last few months. And to learn about you and create a good relationship and friendship above all. And I want to say thank you for all of you guys who've been doing such an amazing job and to continue to be working for this mission. And obviously, thank you once more for all of you taking the time on your Sunday to be part of this call today and getting some of these updates. And it's going to be really exciting next 2 weeks. So I can tell you from my point of view, I have never ever during the history of this company and this project and this mission been so excited than what I am right now. So I hope that you guys share the feeling, and let's keep on moving forward faster and more efficient and better than ever before. Thank you.
Super. No, thank you, Jay, for this. And I'd just like to, close the call, today, just to maybe go full circle and say that it's about taking action at the end of the day. I mean, we can all sit back and watch this and, it can be a wonderful, spectacle to watch, but it's much more exciting to be actually part of it and to be part of the growth, to be part of the solution, and, not to just wait for other people to solve it for us. We can actually do this ourselves. Our community here is truly a remarkable group of people who joined this, business, who joined this opportunity for a reason. Well, now the reason that you joined that for is now being backed up by the pathway, by the possibility, by the way forward that you can engage with it now and make it really happen for yourself, for sure. And so all about taking action. And one of the most important things is to really start bringing people to the business presentations, to the presentations that we're running on, many times, during the week. And I know I've been speaking with Roger. We're going to introduce a little bit of fun to the presentation, where we're going to actually be giving away some CSR. Now, I need to get some CSR from you, Jay, to be able to do this. I'm going to put my own CSR here on the table. We're actually for the guests who come on the call during the week. We're going to have this thing called Spin the Wheel. We're going to put all the names. It's like a draw. Everybody's name goes into the hat, and then we just spin the wheel, and the name that comes up, we're going to give them some CSR to go and play with when they're able to do that with the exchange and stuff. So this will be a little incentive and a little motivation, a little gift from us, from the field to do this. So there's going to be a lot of creative thinking now, just moving everything forward, and just get the people on the calls on a weekly basis so that it can be exposed, to what we're doing. And I don't want to be brutal here with this, but I've learned many things in business. And I learned this from, a one-liner from a mentor of mine many, many years ago. Unfortunately, the poor gentleman has passed away since that. And he always closed the business presentation with this. He says, well, you've got the information now. You're either in or you're in the way. So, guys, you're either in or you're in the way, because we ain't stopping. And if you're in the way, we're going to go straight on and maybe steamroller over the top of you. So there you go, guys. Just a bit of fun. And we're going to have, as you know, our Top Gun on next week as well. I know we've got a few, nice surprises coming. We've got we may have Jay in again, depending on the information that's coming out in the next 2 weeks. That may need a little bit more of a clarification. I don't know, because I don't know what he's going to be announcing, but it's going to be a fluid situation over the next couple of weeks, that's for sure. But a few people that we've got as, special, guests going to be coming back certainly in the next weeks is Renee, from the Netherlands, who did a fantastic training for us just a short time ago, and we really want to hear more of him. He's going to be coming back. We'll probably have Andrea if he's not too pissed off with me. But we're brothers, and families, can have their little sort of differences. But when you're brothers, we always back each other up. The family is the family, and that's we're always very protective, of that. So we're going to certainly have you back, Jay. And we're going to be moving forward very, very quickly now. And other, great trainers, John, and, other guys coming on to contribute and just move this forward. So we're really excited. And we thank you all for being with us on the call today. So before we sign off, as we always love to do on this Top Gun on a Sunday, we want everybody to put on their cameras, please. I don't care if you're in the bath, as some of you tend to do when these calls are taking place. That's fine. Or you're in the sauna or wherever you are, put on your camera so we can see your beautiful smiling face, Johan. Let's smile there. Skull on your face. It's let's see the love. Let's see this. Oh yeah, look at all these wonderful smiling Dagmar there. And we've got somebody else that was doing a little dance. Anush with a big heart for us there, and the same to you. Beautiful to see that. And lovely Dagmar again, our smiling, she's popping. And Mazarine looking very, very thoughtful there. She's processing her information, but now she's smiling. That's what we want. We love to see the lady smiling. So wonderful to see you all. Jan, great to see you. Celia, big smile, Celia. Nice to see you. Anybody else? Who else? Oh, there's Ruve with her beautiful... Is it your daughter? I think it is, Ruve. She's looking wonderful. She's growing up fast. That's super. Lovely to see you. Beautiful smiling face. Wonderful lady there, who was one on our Top Gun call some months ago. Very, very, very heartwarming. She was running around in the rainforest in Suriname, sharing the beauty and everything else. So Renee there thinking about what mischief he can get up to next. And Roger already up to some mischief there, no doubt. Andrea sipping away on his wine. So it's wonderful to have you all, guys. Very proud. And Petra there. Very proud to be associated with you guys. And it's just a real shame that we can't, just get together, but we will, in Thailand when we get opened up again. We'll all come and we'll have a super party. We'll have a super event and we'll take it to the limit one more time. Jay, thanks a lot for being with us. You've done a great job. Excellent. And thank you, Roger, for setting up the call.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
No worries. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
I'll just play some music here for everybody on the way out, and you can just sign off when you want. I don't know what I'm going to play. Let's take it to the limit one more time. Shall we do that? Why not?
All alone at the end of the evening, when the bright lights are faded to blue, I was thinking about a woman who might have loved me